Welcome to this video review of a Pulsar thermal clip-on. I'm going to review Pulsar Core FXQ55 black and white BW, as you can see here, this one. As you probably know, Pulsar is currently, and I will think it will stay for this for some time, a global market leader and trendsetter for all thermal imaging devices for civil market. And their core series is the series of devices which can be used to transform your daytime optics into thermal optics. Majority of people uses core devices as a clip-on device on their daytime rifle scopes, even though this is really important that you know the laws in your country, because it's not allowed in all the countries in Europe to do so. In some countries, the standalone thermal imaging rifle scopes are not allowed, but clip-on devices like this are to have in possession, in some parts even to hunt with them. So this is the reason why these devices are so popular in some parts of Europe, including Slovenia, where we are from. So let's start at the basics. The device is made in Lithuania, where the headquarters of Pulsar is located. They also have their service there. And this device was introduced in 2019 at IVA. It's the third generation of core devices. The first generation was, I think, introduced in 2015. It didn't came to all the markets. Then the second generation was introduced in 2017 at IVA. And then 2 years later, this device was also introduced at IVA in 2019. The differences were that they all have the same housing, they all have the same appearance and the same looks and the same design. The first generation featured a sensor which had a 25 microns pixel pitch, or the size of the pixels. Then the second generation had a 17 microns pixel size, and now the third generation is basically the same, only the color of the display changed from black and white, from green to black and white. So it's basically the same device as the generation 2, only the display color is different. What also changed from each generation to next generation was the price. So at the start, the first generation was priced around 4,500, 5,000 euros, almost 5,000 euros, I think. Then the second generation was priced around 4,000 euros. And this now, it's priced at 3,250. So it's really, really affordable. It basically undercuts the whole market. There is no other producer who will be able to produce a similar device for such an affordable price point. As you can see, the whole housing is made out of combination of metal parts and plastic parts. I would say when we first saw this device in 2016, we were a little bit skeptical. But now, after so many years of selling them and using them, they're really robust, as they're built as a tank. We have one co-worker here in our offices which uses this device on 338 Lapua Magnum, and it's impossible to break it. So it's recoil-proof to 375 Holland, and you can easily use it on 9.3 by 64, 9.3 by 62 on really powerful calibers, and it will work. Really, it's really built like a tank. It also works at -25. It works all the way up to +50. And as you can see, it's powered by two batteries, CR123A. So, two batteries. And you get this insert, which you can put instead of batteries. And then you can power it with an external battery pack or power bank, either with micro USB cable or a normal standard Pulsar cable. They have two different battery packs for this device, the IPS5 and IPS3, I think. You put the battery pack in your pocket. You have 1.5 meter long cable which you connect into this insert, and then you're ready to go and use your device for all night long or even longer. What is also with the batteries, with the fully charged batteries, or if you buy fresh batteries in the store, the device will work for around 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. So also enough for one hunt. And to be honest, these batteries, it's really not hard to have them as spare batteries in your pockets. The size, approximately 20 centimeters in length, a little bit less, 19 centimeters in length, 6 centimeters in width, and 6 centimeters in height. On the lower part you are able to see the mount for the Picatinny rail if you wish to use it mounted on a flat top Picatinny instead of mounted on an objective bell of the rifle scope. The weight of the device is only around 500 grams or less, so it's really light. Even though it's not really the smallest, it still is smaller than majority of analog night vision clip-ons. It's not that big. The startup time is around 3 seconds, and it lacks the LED indicator that would show us that we powered on the device. So we have to wait for those 3 seconds to see that the display is turned on. This would be a nice improvement if there will be some LED indicator somewhere. It has no connectivity possibilities and no possibility to connect it to StreamVision app from Pulsar, like some other devices from Pulsar. This only speaks about that this device, design-wise, is a little bit older than others. But normally it's also very affordable for this category. The warranty is 3 years, and together with the device in the whole set you get carrying bag, the manual is in a couple of different languages, the warranty card, 3 years of warranty, and they will also service your device after this time, at least until there are parts available. I would say at least 2 to 3 additional years. But still, the devices are very well made and very robust, so it's a small chance that you will ever need service. It is good to know that the service exists. If the device falls from height, or if you damage it in any other way, there is still someone able to repair it. And even though this device is affordable for its category, it's good to know that you're always able to repair it if it's your fault that something goes wrong. The sensor used in this device is a normal uncooled microbolometer, 384 by 288 pixels, so it's standard one, 17 micron pixel size and 50 Hz of refresh rate. The NATD factor, it's less than 60 millikelvins, which is also standard, even though now in 2020 there are many devices coming out with even 40 microkelvins NATD factor. That means how well the device is able to detect small temperature differences. In reality, that means how many details you're getting on your image and how well are you able to see all those details which are not really warm. So the trophy on a let's say red deer or somewhere. The calibration modes on this device are 3, so that means manual, semi-automatic and automatic. That for those of you who are not really familiar with thermal imaging devices, the calibration is it's a procedure which happens every 30 seconds or something like that, when the sensor inside gets reset, because otherwise some pixel would get saturated and you would lose contrast with your image and the image quality. This happens if no calibration is made for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, then you see that the image quality is fading. With these devices, it's really important that that you're able to do the calibration manually, because when you're using them as a clip-on, if the calibration will be automatic, then you have to always check in the lower part of the screen when the calibration will happen, because it counts the seconds until the calibration, and that you are really ready not to do the shot at the time when the image freezes. And this is a great addition because you have a remote with your device, that you're able to calibrate the device via remote. What also comes with this device is the monocular, which enables you that you use this device as a normal observation scope. The display in this device is an AMOLED type. It works all the way down to minus 25 degrees, because usually the displays are the bottleneck of the devices and the temperature operation range. It features a resolution of 640 by 480. That's a bit small resolution. It also speaks about that this device is not really that new anymore. But on the other side, it's also very, very affordable compared to all the competitors. So as a clip-on device, you have a standard one-time magnification. With this monocular, you get a 5-time magnification. The lens on this device is 50 millimeters, and the aperture is 1.2. So the field of view is roughly 10 meters per 100 meters, a little bit less, 9.7 meters on 100 meters. That means that you can use it all the way down to 20 meters or something like that, and you will not have a problem with a too narrow field of view. On the other side, a lot of people ask how far you can shoot with it. Quite far, much further than you would wish to shoot in the night time, I would be honest. The range of detection is 1,800 meters. So you're able to see a fox on 300, 400 meters without a problem, to be honest. The color mode on the display is only one. It's black and white, and this is the main difference and the only difference compared to the previous generation of Core. Some people prefer black and white. The previous generation had a green cast color of the display. Used with glasses with this monocular, it's a little bit less intuitive and a little bit less comfortable than with, let's say, FXQ50 model, which has a different monocular. I will come to the differences between FXQ50 and FXQ55 at the end. Okay, the second question which a lot of people ask is which magnification should I use on my rifle scope to get the most out of this clip-on? They say in this booklet 2 to 5. So the magnification used on daytime optics should be between 2 and 5. I know cases, I know our customers who are also using them on 6-time fixed powered daytime rifle scopes, and it also works. But normally for the best performance, between 2 and 5 is the best. The buttons are all on top. So the power on button, you have to press it for a couple of seconds to power on the device, and you have to press it also for a couple of seconds to power it off. The menu button, this one, and then left and right for the menu options. With the short press of the button, you have contrast and brightness. With a long press of the button, you have all the advanced features, like I talked already about calibration and also zeroing, because you're able to check if this device, when it comes out of factory and you put it on your daytime scope, if it's already zeroed or if your point of impact changes. In majority of cases, it doesn't. I would say 6-7 times out of 10 it doesn't change. Sometimes it does. So when you put it on for the first time, you just do the zeroing. It's described in the manual how the zeroing is done. We also plan to do a separate video about it, how this is done. And then you just zero it once and it will work from then onwards out of memory the same all the time. That means when you put on the device, the point of impact doesn't change compared to when you're shooting with your rifle scope without the clip-on. The bayonet system, it's the same like on all Core devices with 2 pins, and then you need an adapter normally for daytime optics. You can buy the original adapter, which comes with this plastic inserts, and which is meant to be used, and it should stay on the rifle scope permanently. And you get this DN adapters. They are produced in 3 different sizes, and with these inserts you're able to mount it on any rifle scope you wish. Then you put it on the rifle scope, and then you have here the lens cover, which you put on when you're not using the clip-on, and when you're using the clip-on, you put the clip-on on. It's a little bit robust, a little bit big, and some customers complain that if you lose this plastic insert, you should contact us and we will arrange it. You get a new one, but it's not the best thing to lose it. There are also some aftermarket options. In this part of Europe, Smart Clip is one of the best known. The original adapter is around 100 euros. This one is around 200 euros, but it's a little bit better made. The quality of the finish is a little bit better. And there is a different adapter for each size of the scope so that the fit is better than with the plastic inserts. This is the first option. Then the second options, they're both, I would say, equal, is the Rusan adapter. They're the biggest producer in Europe of this type of adapters. Again, for each scope, you have a separate adapter with a really perfect fit. And they're all normally quickly detachable. They don't need to stay on your scope. So a lot of people upgrades from the standard adapter also to these aftermarket adapters. If we come to the summary at the end, what are the positive sides and what could have been done better? First of all, the positive side is the robustness and longevity of these devices, because we see many of them being used for 4 years, 5 years, and they still function without problems. And even on the hardest kicking calibers, they work. I would say this is the biggest plus. The second biggest plus, especially with this third generation, is the price. 3,250 euros for a clip-on of this quality with a 50mm lens and a standard sensor 384 by 288 pixels. Unimaginable a couple of years ago, really. The range of detection is 1,800 meters, and you're able to see really well on distances which even in daytime hunting are long. So the price and the quality is just unbelievable at the moment. What is also very positive is the remote. This is something what majority of other clip-ons are missing, and it's much easier to control the whole device with a remote, because when you have it on your daytime rifle scope, it's really mounted far in front, so it's hard to reach to all the buttons on the device, and also to the focusing ring. What's also a big plus? Warranty. 3 years of warranty and a service center in Europe. That's a big plus, because many of these devices from the competitors are made in China, so when something goes wrong, it's a little bit harder to service them. And zeroing, it's not needed in, I would say, 7 out of 10 times. If you do it, it's quite easy, and you do it only once, and then it's stable. Okay, what could have been done better? From design point of view, the device is a little bit old, but normally due to this reason, it's very, very affordable for this category of devices. The power sources. Now this device has the same power source like all the competitors. Normal batteries which you buy in a store. It's nothing wrong with it. But we know from other series of Pulsar devices that in the meantime, from the time they designed this device until now, they came up with some really unique and really, really smart power solutions, like APS batteries, IPS batteries, and I think that's the way to go. And I hope that next generation of Pulsar thermal clip-ons will also have these interchangeable batteries made by them, which are, first of all, affordable. They really work for a long time, and you just recharge them as many times as you wish. The bayonet, the bayonet with 4 pins, which is used on F455, the forward, is a little bit better than this one. I know that they didn't wish to create the confusion that the third generation of core would have a different bayonet than the first and second generation, so it's understandable, but they have a better solution in-house, to be honest. No connectivity and no stream vision. When you try the stream vision app, check our video also here on this channel, you become addicted to it. So using the app together with your thermal optics, it's really a big pleasure. And I would say I hope that next device from Pulsar of this type, from this category, will also feature Wi-Fi connectivity and stream vision app. Okay, so all in all, the main point of this device is its price and how much quality and what a great device you're getting for 3,250 euros. They undercut the whole category, the whole market in this category. I will also talk about the differences between FXQ50 and FXQ55 in a moment, but check also our video with this comparison, because we have a whole comparison between all core series that you see what the differences are between them. Or just wait a couple of seconds and I will go through it. So what are the differences between FXQ50 and FXQ55? A very common question. So this is the FXQ55 and this is the FXQ50. And if you look them closely, you will see that they are completely the same devices. The only difference is that the FXQ55 comes with this long monocular, so that when you put it on, it's quite a long device for observation only. The FXQ50 has this removable central part, like this. And then it has a much shorter, you can see the difference, much shorter monocular, so that you're able to put it directly on and then use it as a really small and compact observation device. And then when you want to use it as a clip-on, you put on this part and then you're able to use it as a clip-on. So basically they work the same. The difference is, if you wish to use this core device as a single device for observation and for shooting, you go with an FXQ50 because it's more compact for normal observation. If you wish to use it only for shooting and you have some other devices for observation, in most cases at least, you go with an FXQ55 because it's easier, because when you use this long monocular, the device becomes a little bit less handy. I also think, even though I have no proof for this, that with an FXQ50 is even a little bit more robust than the FXQ50. Even though with an FXQ50 we never had any problems with any of our customers because of this removable part. While it is true that this removable part is paired with the device, so you're not able to change one of these parts to another core device. Each device goes with this part only as one pair. Each of this part also has a serial number written on them, so that you never change them if you have multiple of these devices. So observation and shooting only, I would say. This is the easiest way how to see the difference between FXQ55 and FXQ50. In terms of optical performance, they are completely identical. In terms of functions of everything else, they are completely identical. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, check our other videos, especially other videos about Pulsar devices or core devices or other thermal devices, and normally subscribe. Take care.